Hello, my lovelies. So I am in need of ranting. I need to let this out. I need to come out of myself. Welcome to A Witch's Perspective. I am Violet, the Abysmal Witch, and I have a perspective. I have a perspective now on dog parks, and I have a long-standing opinion on people and consent and behavior. And also, hey, this will be a first-time introduction. Where am I? There am I. This is Potion. She is the newest addition to the Wonderland household. She is amazing and a darling, and we have therefore been hanging out at a dog park, which is mostly pretty entertaining, actually, to be honest. Now, the rant. Here comes the rant. So, we're in there today. There comes in a gent with two kids, I'm going to guess 7 and 10, who okay, they're not with a dog, but they're there to, I'm assuming, get familiar with dogs, to be more comfortable around dogs. Dad is in there with them, which, according to people who go to dog parks for a while now, that's actually a plus that the parent was with them. So, yay. Though not overly engaged with the kids who were trying to play with the dogs with sticks, but not throwing the sticks. We're actually handing the sticks, which at one point one of the gents was asking the kids, hey, please could you not do the small sticks because my dog will eat them. Please only do large sticks, which they kept going with the small sticks. So apparently they don't listen. Dad, no help whatsoever. But okay. Yeah, and they just showed up. There was no, hey, is it okay for our kids or my kids to be in here? So there was no consent to them showing up. And again, dog park, off-leash dog park. It's a place for dogs. Not that kids aren't welcome, but its primary place is for dogs. And literally across the walkway from that dog park is a kids park. So anyway, in comes a dog I've met before and dog parents. And the woman comes over and goes, hey, can you be sure that your kids stay over on this side and don't engage with my dog, because my dog does not get along well with kids and, just don't want anything to happen. Well, he does not really take it in. And I'm sitting by him. I'm like, hey, he had kind of a quality of like, what the hell? And I'm like, hey, she's trying to make sure that your kids are safe, right? Like she's going and essentially setting a boundary to go, this is what my dog needs in order for this to work. Now, I feel like now I'm going to read subtext now, because at this point, as I'm talking to you, I've already witnessed the outcome of all of this. And I will say that there was a sense of, I think at that time, of him like, why do you get to tell me that? Because it's a dog park. She has a dog. Anyhow, he does nothing. He doesn't talk to his kids about it. He doesn't, hey, kids, let's make sure we don't do that. He gets not involved at all. He just keeps watching. His kids keep doing what they've been doing, which is engaging more and more, throwing sticks kind of at the dogs to some degree rather than... So, not particularly great playing on the kid's part. No direction from the parent. And the kid goes towards the dog, starts going out after the dog that the woman had said, hey, my dog does not do well with kids. So the dog starts barking at the kid and getting like freaked out because he's afraid of kids. So he's going like, hey, get away from me, to the kid. Well, now the father wants to engage and is like, why the hell is your dog going after my kid? Well, because she said dog is afraid of kids and has issues with, and you allowed your kid to go into that environment. Oh my God, I have such frustration, a little bit of rage, but mostly frustration on how absolutely idiotic people can be. Like, I get taking your kids, plural, in there and getting that exposure, but you didn't get consent. You didn't check that the dogs were okay with kids. You don't have a dog. You have no reason to be there aside from your own interest. And you did not engage properly with the situation. So it's even worse that some people apparently, because I was told this, I haven't witnessed it yet, will actually just let their kids wander off into a dog park as if it's some kind of free petting zoo, which is so stupid. Because these are dogs who are out playing with other dogs. They're not interested in playing with kids. All the kid has to do is get in the way of two dogs who are having a good time of tug of war over something. The kid gets involved in the middle, and then you've got, a kid who got an accidental bite or a scratch. And now the parent's going to be freaking out. Like, that parent ended up freaking out. He was pissed that this dog had essentially cornered his kid, as the pet parents are trying to, deal with their dog, but he's going in, and he's getting all huffy and puffy, and I just am sorry, but not also, no, not sorry. You were a dick, man. You were a fucking dick. You took your kids in, you didn't ask permission, you didn't get consent, and you didn't listen to a dog's owner, a dog's pet parent go, hey, please make sure that your kids stay over here. She didn't even ask you to leave, which, you didn't have a dog. There's a kids park right there. It's a dog park. By all rights, kind of could have asked you to left. Didn't ask you to leave. Just asked that you constrain your kids to one section so that her dog can be safely on the other side. I mean, this is, even in the dog parks, there's often, and in this one it has it, a small dog section and a timid dog section, so that those dogs who cannot handle the too muchness have a place to go. Well, here's somebody who's saying, your kids are too much for my dog. I want to give them this other side of the park to play in. And you didn't fucking listen. Oh my God, you're an idiot. So yeah, things escalated. Now the kids have had a scary experience with the dog. You've totally fucked up whatever intention you went in there for to give them a positive experience because you didn't want to listen to somebody else. Is it because it was a woman? Or is it just because they didn't tell you what you wanted to hear? I don't know what kind of idiotic thoughts were going through that person's head, but they were idiotic because he has now traumatized the kids. Yeah, a dog was a vehicle for that, but because the guy made idiot choices and did not actually listen to other people's needs and other people's boundary setting, because he was an idiot, his kids have now had a scary experience. And I am certain that he is going out into the world and, I'm sure that the dog parents were the horrible people and the dog is the horrible one. Hell, I'm probably a horrible one for going, dude, what the fuck are you thinking? And actually, well, I didn't actually say it to him. I just reiterated what the person said. Like, you've been asked not to do that for the sake of the dog, for the safety of your kids. Keep your kids contained. And he didn't want to hear it. Well, he didn't hear it. He chose not to. He put his own kids at risk. He put the dog at risk. He put the other people into a stressful position. Everybody who was there ended up in a stressful situation. You've escalated the tension in the dog park, thereby, I suspect, making it easier for further incidents to happen in that dog park for the next little while because the tension got escalated because you were a fucking idiot and refused to actually take direction from somebody else, to actually take responsibility for your own choices and responsibility for the care of your own children. So, oh yeah, I have feels about this because none of that had to happen, because the person who had the dog, who has fears of kids for real reasons, she shared afterwards, that she did what was right and you didn't. So yeah, not the pet parent's fault, not the dog's fault, absolutely. Although not really the kid's fault, but a little bit, because the kids weren't listening either. But that also, again, comes back to your parents, because teach your kids better. That was shit. Don't do it again. Thank you to everyone and anyone who listens for allowing me that release of the venting out into the world. I needed to release it. I needed to express, because that kind of shit really gets my goat, because it didn't need to happen. If people were just more respectful across the board, we wouldn't have to suffer through things like this, and there wouldn't be as many problems in the world if people were just a little bit less of an asshole. All right, with that, I'm going to give you one last view of my pretty pooch. Yeah, that was not graceful, but there it is. There's my sweet, sweet potion. All right, and to all of you, a very merry, a very lovely, a very glorious, and apparently last bit of sunny for the day. Thank you for taking the time to listen. May all the dark and wild, bright and weird blessings come to you as you need them. Blessed be.